The I.O.W Network.
I.O.W Sports. I.O.W Sports. I.O.W Sports.
Cha-cha-cha. Well, that intro get me hype, man. My guy is over there doing it.
He's a goat.
It's I.O.W Sports.
Hey,
we wildin', we geeked up anyway. It's just because it's Thursday. Because we feeling real good. It's Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday.
Nah, I mean, that's what it was when I was in high school for me, man. We was over
that's how it was in high school.
We was getting toasted on goddamn Thursday, dog. But anyway, that's for another time, another show. Just in case you didn't know, it's your boy, Wildcard Mark in the building. Hey, baby.
What up, though?
Black Bubba Walters here. Y'all already know.
Oh, shit. You decided to come fuck with your brothers one time.
Thursdays, I always got to come deal with my brothers.
Okay. And you know that guy, the man
The
with
only
the
one.
master plan.
What up, though?
Jay, Detroit Mail. That's what. There we go. That's the name. Detroit Mail.
That's it.
I think that's what it is.
We're trying to get away
Nah,
from
it's because I'm coming up with new nicknames. You know, the late night joint. I didn't call myself, aka Modelo Mar.
I saw it.
Hey, I'm trying to get them bonds, my nigga. Hey, if I'm drinking your shit and spending some
I
of this
need
money,
you to give me some moolah.
I need to come back with some
Send that money
kickback.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy. Anyway, let's get all the house cleaning preliminaries out the
Preliminaries
way.
at the preliminaries.
Go over to www.ioftenwonder19.com. That's where you can find all the information for everything I.O.W Network related we got going on.
Right.
Shows everywhere. I'm telling you, crazy. You know, we taking over. We'll see it there. It's happening.
And we really are.
Yeah.
What that nigga said.
Hey, trust your process. That's all we saying. Anyway, so now that we got that out of the way, we gonna talk some sports.
Let's go.
We gonna talk some sports.
Let's go.
Hey,
We are real hype today.
talk some sports.
Hey.
All right, so I already said what I said about the Super Bowl. I'm not talking about it never.
Are you doing that only because I'm here?
No,
Because I was going in on you in the comments.
But hey, let's be real. Your boys was having fun in that Super Bowl parade yesterday.
They really were.
Yeah, I saw some of that.
I was like, go ahead, but what we said, what I said.
Tom looked like he can't hold it. Look,
Tom said, "This is ring number 7. I can get drunk as I want."
hey, I didn't seen that before. You gotta guide a motherfucker.
Come a little bit to your left here. The camera's there.
Hey, Tom little goofy ass was sitting there just smiling and cheesing and shit. He happy in here. He like, yeah, I'm not go bad. He's sitting there like bad. I don't give a damn. Boy, he was lit, dog. That boy was lit.
He was.
Hey,
Can you blame him though?
no, I can't. But you know what? The whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, alcohol and water normally don't mix.
No.
And I'm like, I get the boat parade because it's good social distancing, But I'm like, I don't know, player. Yo, then when he threw the trophy,
I'm saying this nigga threw the trophy. He like,
I was just like,
hey, that boy
okay.
was toasted. He was, hey, man, you saw who caught it? Grant did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad
Ain't that
somebody
funny?
caught it.
Oh, if it had fell in the water, somebody wouldn't got it, but Tom wouldn't have cared. He's like, shit, I got 6 months. I ain't tripping about that.
care about that.
This is for y'all. I'm good.
I seen this before.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. But what we got on top of the list?
Oh, well, you know, we got Patrick Mahomes and this
yeah.
good old turf toe surgery.
Yeah, he did a surgery yesterday. I'm just hoping that he comes back. You know,
Are you worried that he's not going to come back?
well, if y'all remember the show, I said that leading up to the AFC Championship game.
You did.
I was like, I'm not worried about the concussion part. I'm worried about his toe.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've seen it before. Deion Sanders had to sit it down because of turf toe. And
Correct.
there's other athletes that had to sit it down because of turf toe.
Right.
Now, I mean,
Okay, and I got to ask this.
preseason's necessary next year.
I got to ask this because I know what it is. But,
Preseason's necessary next year.
Yeah.
preseason is necessary, period, next year.
Yes.
That's just point blank, period. But I have to ask this because I want y'all to explain it because I had a couple people that actually watched that episode when we were talking about turf toe the first time.
Okay.
Explain to them what the heck it is. Because
Well,
apparently I didn't do a good job of trying
Well, I
to
mean,
explain it to them.
there's really a whole bunch of tiny ligaments in your toe.
Right.
The same thing is almost just like your hand. You got so many, tendons and
Hands are
ligaments in
ashy.
there that a lot of people really don't realize.
Yeah.
And so, especially in something that you always on, you're moving, it never really gets a chance to really heal.
Right.
Unless you literally are off of it. And so when you're doing something like football, especially in Deion Sanders' case, he's doing a lot of fast twitch movement,
Right.
going back and forth, planting on your feet. And when that toe is hurting like that, it takes down the toughest of the toughest. Like, that's pain that it just never goes away. Nagging. More than nagging. It's like literally 24/7 around the clock.
Right.
So, I mean, that shit's serious. That's why when I was like, ooh, because if y'all saw it, he literally stubbed his toe, right?
Yeah, and I
in the
think
ground.
I think that's the thing. Like, people don't understand. Like, you even worry about things like that when you play basketball, anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause, you know.
Same. It happens with basketball players all
Oh,
the
I
time.
know.
We got a comment. Tim said, should Tampa Bay defense have won the MVP?
Oh yeah,
You have to ask.
that's a no-brainer.
Thank you for the question, though, Tim. Appreciate you.
I mean,
But you had to ask. But we talked about that on the show before the Super Bowl. We said if
man, we need to move on because I got to be talking. I just needed to talk about Mahomes' turf toe. We can talk about it turf toe because I'm worried about it. Look, I hope they do preseason, and I hope he resembles Patrick Mahomes. If he don't, Chiefs need to do something quick because no matter if it's 4 games, 6 games, 8 games, if Chad Henne comes back or it is Matt Moore, I'm not saying that they can't get it done, but that's a different team.
very much so.
Yeah, it
Different team.
is. Chad Henne.
Very, very, very much so.
I mistake that one win for a good quarterback.
Yeah, but luckily you get the weapons.
Yeah.
So of course, and I hate that I'm saying this because I swear I wasn't going to talk about it, but
You know I had to bring it up because
no, because I'm saying a offensive genius like Andy Reid should come up with a plan for that set quarterback, whoever it is, if it's not Patrick Mahomes. I wish he would have done that shit on Sunday. He just showed up and done some play calling, but I digress.
Excel.
Yeah, woosah.
Woosah.
Hey, I'll be proud of me, man. 5 years ago, I would have went through the TV.
I was kind of waiting for that kind of explosion on
No.
Grant. I was waiting for it.
No, hey, you got to give Tampa Bay credit. They made the adjustments, and once they realized that Andy Reid wasn't going to make adjustments,
Saw that nigga.
he just went ahead.
We got it on camera.
Yeah, it's on camera. He just went ahead and just kept doing what was working. But I mean, next, what? Come on.
Now, Russell Wilson. Why do I want to call him? I want to call him my cousin's name, Russell Wilson. Hey, cousin.
Russell Wilson.
Showing some signs of being real unhappy in Seattle. Do you think that he's going to be looking for a trade?
he ain't
Is
going
he
nowhere.
Remember I told you that? I told that a couple shows ago.
Yeah,
You
but
did.
Come on. Do you really think he's going somewhere? Let's be honest.
But if he does,
No, we ain't doing no hypothetical.
but you have to do a hypothetical.
no.
You have to do a hypothetical because look at the skill level. We've been talking about him.
You
and
get
him
rid of
being-
Russell Wilson.
Right. It'd be dumb on their part, yes.
We've seen
But-
dumber things.
Correct.
We've seen dumber things.
But if somebody offers him the right amount for a trade,
I mean,
do we not think that he would take it?
Russell Wilson go and play ball. He's a ball
Exactly.
player.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, but my thing is You gonna get rid of Russell Wilson?
Of course not. We said earlier in the season that he was one of the MVP quarterbacks.
I can see you getting rid of Matt Stafford. It happened.
I mean, yeah,
I can see you getting rid of Jared Goff. It happened.
You can do that.
You gonna get rid of Russell? Stop.
Seattle would be a complete fool to get rid of Russell. Yes, correct.
Now I saw a stat.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, I seen this.
I seen it.
So I had to hit it.
All right, go ahead and hit it.
So Russell Wilson has been pressured on 2,357 dropbacks since 2012. That's 215 more than any other quarterback. And that's from Pro Football Focus. You know, they do all the stats. I'm just saying that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure. So pretty much the nightmare that Patrick had on Sunday, that is Russell's life.
It is, but Russell has been doing pretty well handling it. I mean, in my opinion, there's always room for improvement. Always.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's that type of quarterback.
Right. So but do we think that, again, it's still hypothetical, but do we think that if he does go to another team, do you think that other team will push him to get to that next level? Because there's always a next level. He's already playing. He has a love for the game. He already knows the game. Come on,
did we not just see what happens when you take a great quarterback and put him on a great team?
Just saying.
That's set up properly.
I'm just saying.
They just won a Super Bowl.
That's exactly true.
We got a question from, it says, will Matthew Stafford win, though, in L.A.?
He's going to win, yeah. I mean, is he going to necessarily win that division?
No.
I mean, no.
That's where my brain was going. In that division, I don't think so. I'm just saying
Russell Wilson is still in that division.
Okay, I disagree.
Why?
And that's because I'm a homer. I disagree because I think that Stafford always shows signs as a good quarterback. He doesn't have the pieces around him. So now he got a good defense. He got a good offensive line. He got some weapons. He got a good running game. I think he has a good chance to win that division. To outright say he won't win, I think is a mistake. To say you can argue and say, you know what I'm saying, you can argue, you can put the argument saying that Seattle would give him, good competition, or Seattle will put up a good fight or something like that. But to flat out say he won't win, I think that's a mistake.
I'm not saying he won't win. I mean, because there's no mistake about it. When you got a defense like that, and it's fair to say that Stafford is a step up from Jared Goff.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit up here and act like it's a huge gap.
Okay.
I'm just going to be real. It's not like they went and traded for Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson, hypothetically.
Right.
No.
Right.
I mean, that gap between Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford is not that far. So, I mean, you're still going to get 9-10 wins. Yes. Is it necessarily going to be enough to win a division? I mean, that division's stacked with great quarterbacks.
I think it's going to add a little bit more competition in the division, for sure.
If Jimmy stay healthy.
Yes.
And if he stays.
That part. But I think with him being in that division with Russell, I feel that especially, I look at it like this, and we just finished talking about Russell. So with Russell showing signs of being unhappy, when you become unhappy, it does affect your game.
Right.
It's going to affect your game in one or two ways. Either you're going to go harder, like Aaron did.
He just uses the media to talk to the GM.
And that's fine.
You know what he said?
But if the GM don't do what he's supposed to do.
Well, that's what it's coming down to. He's tired of running.
I get tired of running too. I get tired of watching him.
He's tired of running. He wants to be a quarterback that can sit in the pocket
and just throw.
But that offensive line, when can y'all ever say that Seattle had a good offensive line?
Never.
I mean, I wait. I wait. That's what he's saying. He's saying, enough is enough. I'm getting up there in age. I can't do this fucking Houdini running around. Hey, if you really,
I got three kids in the house.
If you really think about it, he was Patrick Mahomes before Patrick Mahomes.
True. And he's like, I'm not any younger. I got
because they both had just about the same amount of success in the first 3 starting years. That's
all right. Sierra,
but
put some more work back in, girl.
What we say?
What you say now?
Even when he lose, he
wins.
wins.
So somebody, Tim said, why Jerry Jones playing with Dak?
Man, don't get me started in that.
That's what Jerry do, though. That's what Jerry do.
We gonna.
Hey, no, because Jerry, oh my gosh.
You about to open a can of worms, Tim.
See, but
Mr. Timothy, you are about to open a can of worms.
Like a lot of players will say they like Jerry Jones because he does like respect the players.
Right.
And I've heard that from even from Deion Sanders. But he's a businessman.
Right.
He's gonna want to keep you, but at his price. It ain't gonna never be your price.
Well, I guess here's my thing too. When you watching any sport, as a fan, you see it through a glass as a fan. Then you have to also see it through a glass as a business person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not personal a lot of times.
It's business.
It's business.
It's always business.
You know what I'm saying? It's always business.
I never really looked at it that way until that question was asked about Jerry Jones. He will be able to get anybody at his price because of the marketability of being a cowboy.
Yep.
Right. So
he does that better than
with
any
that in
owner.
mind,
Yeah.
can you blame Jerry?
Nope.
For being Jerry.
Nope.
He's a businessman.
You know what I'm
Business
saying?
will
But a lot of
always
people get
trump
on
a lot
him.
of that,
No,
though.
let me say this. It's not to say that every decision he make is correct.
No.
Absolutely
You know what I'm saying?
not.
But I mean, sometimes I'd be like, come on, Jerry, why you do that?
like what's that?
You know what I'm saying? But in the grand scheme of things, you know, you have to look at it from a business perspective.
Always.
A lot of times, you know, we go in from a fan, especially if it's our home team. We really go in there as a fan perspective. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
But
business.
it's always business first. Always
the
business
NFL is a business.
And business will
billion
trump
dollar
anything else.
And business
If you are
is always good for the NFL. It is
Right.
a business.
Right.
And it sucks because it took Melvin, shout out Men Down Podcast,
Right.
to come on
Mm-hmm.
and open my eyes about that. Yeah, I love my Chiefs, but at the end of the day, I can't take this shit so personal.
Right.
And so, like, when they make crazy moves in the NFL, I'm no longer emotionally invested. Now, I'm different from them because I'm still love my Chiefs. But I just know that, you know, like, I ain't going to lie. Super Bowl, I had maybe 2 outbursts, and I was good.
Did you scare the children?
Oh, yeah.
Don't be scaring my baby.
I tried not to. But, you know, I ain't going to lie. You know, Super Bowl Sunday, I had a few Modelo's.
Don't scare my baby.
Modelo, do you see this? Can we get a
Can we
sponsorship?
please?
My man,
No.
Y'all know
my
anybody
man
that
is
works
drinking
with
your
Modelo.
brew.
How many
know what I'm
times? How many
saying?
times I brought Modelo's in the studio?
Bruh,
Wait.
if y'all go back to season 1 of the I Often Wonder actual podcast,
This is such a sidebar.
Modelo's used to sit on the table. And
We
they
don't
were
need
kids.
y'all.
Pick
Just
us up.
don't add dollars
Matter
here.
of fact, I'm
This
about
is-
to send y'all an
This
email.
is such
Let me
a
look on
this
my
is such a
laptop.
sidebar. It's such a
Let me look at
sidebar.
my. Let me find their contact information right now.
Yo, but the crazy thing is, like, the quarterbacks right now are literally the focus of every offseason.
Right.
Because it is showing that if you don't have a quarterback, you can't win it. And Tom Brady just proved that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Tampa Bay was in a cellar.
oh yeah. They was getting 30 for 30, like ESPN
Right.
from old Jameis Winston. That boy was throwing 30 TDs, 30 INTs. He was 30 for 30, straight ESPN special.
At least he was 500.
No, them motherfuckers was not getting the 500 winning record with that bum
I was talking
ass.
about the,
Oh
he broke even with the 30
he
for
broke
30.
even. Yeah, right. Yeah, 30 interceptions by ass. Ain't nobody gonna be happy with that. Shit, cats ain't happy with 15. But there's another quarterback that's really going through some drama with his franchise. Man, they won't let go of Deshaun. The Texans are talking about they won't let the brother man go. They holding my man hostage, and then the president that was there for 20 years. What's his name?
Jamie Roots.
Jamie Roots.
Yeah.
Yeah. There for 20 years, saying, I don't like the direction this place is going. I'm out.
So I'm
He
resigning.
resigned.
What do y'all think? Because the Texans have had a lot of
Yo, this is
changes
crazy.
this season.
Think you better let him go.
Boom, 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 boom.
And then Deshaun to go to the Jets.
Man, this is a tragedy.
It's so here's the thing. I was thinking about this today. You know,
He locked up and we won't let him out.
when you look at this from a standpoint, from a outside looking in, a big picture view.
Yeah.
This place was set up in such a dysfunctional way. Now you understand how
true.
You understand how some of the moves they made was made, and then you look at what's his name, Easterly, what's his name, Easterly,
or something I can't remember.
Yeah, you look at how he started off as the Chiefs chaplain, unpaid job. He moved to the Patriots.
Yeah, he did.
And he was a character, some kind of character developer or something like that. In character development. Like something they just made up to give him a job.
This just so you had to pay.
You know what I'm saying?
Just so you had to pay the count.
So now think about it, that's his Patriot connection. He goes over to the Houston Texans, get a job. He brings Bill O'Brien comes over there, which is a horrible mistake. We saw that. He forces out Roots. Right. Remember, they had 5 candidates on the board who they was going to pick.
Mm-hmm.
And then Easterly went and picked my man from the Patriots.
Yeah.
And brought him in. And he wanted to walk out of the meeting at that time. They convinced him to stay long enough to kind of save face for the organization. Now he quits. So now my thing is is the Houston organization, are they choosing Easterly over Deshaun?
Man, that thing janky as hell, boy.
That's crazy.
But no, that whole
and then
thing.
I'm like, it's like he got something over them or something. I'm like, what is this man? He has so much control.
Hey, did y'all ever see that Ice Cube and Mike Epps movie Janky Promoters?
Yeah, that's what that is. Janky Promoters.
Shit, janky as hell, dog.
Right. You hit it right on the head.
Boy, this shit janky as hell.
Start calling them.
This shit is janky as hell. Hey, this shit is janky as hell.
Hey,
this shit is janky as hell. Hey, janky as hell. Hey. Boy, then you see, it's bad when the white boys want to get out. JJ said, "Yo, this shit janky."
Hey, it's crazy. What's crazy about that? All the people who normally are quiet,
they talking.
Oh,
they talking.
That's like you know how crazy it is over there.
They talking. It's like, hey.
Hey.
You gotta know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Man, no. We ain't walking away. We running.
Know when to run away.
We skipping walking. We running. Get me the fuck up out of here.
You better take your money.
Time to go.
Hey, you know what's bad when a dude want to go to a losing franchise? He said, "Yo,
send me to the
Jets."
Anybody want to take me? Anybody want to take me? That's what it is. I'll take the first offer. It ain't even got to be a bud.
He said, "Is it out of here?
Yeah.
Send me
to the Jets." I don't care.
Send me, I'll go.
Anywhere but here.
Let me get that going. My bags was already packed, man. I live out of a suitcase. What you talking about? Got to get up and go.
Right.
You never know when you get that call. Oh, word?
Oh.
We gone.
So now, how far?
Straight up.
Interesting. How far is Houston going to take this?
Ooh.
Man.
That's what I want to see.
That's a good question.
Really
No. The true question is how willing Deshaun is willing to take it, because he does have some pull in this.
Yes,
got a no trade clause.
Right.
Yeah.
How many players in the NFL get that? I mean, that's more like a baseball, basketball kind of thing.
Right.
I mean,
when we mentioned this a while back, how the other sports like NBA and stuff started to trickle over into the NFL.
It is.
Like players started to get more and more control, and what's going to be interesting is
how far is it going to go?
How far it's going to go. I think the Deshaun Watson incident will be the catalyst to see which direction it's going to go.
Yeah.
So I think we need to really watch how this is going to develop.
How it's going to play out. Because if Deshaun comes out on top, then that's going to be a precedent for other players. I mean,
yeah.
It's gonna set a precedent.
I can agree with that. I can see that.
I mean, because I'm pretty sure that writing on the wall can say that maybe the players should have a little bit of say so in certain things.
But they should.
They ready to jump off the edge of the Titanic. Everybody ready to go.
They trying to bounce.
Man, I'm out, man. If I can't get in that lifeboat, I'm gonna get in
look.
that water. Anything's better than going down with this shit.
At the end of the day, whoever ends up with Deshaun Watson is going to get a hell of a quarterback.
Oh yeah,
No doubt.
Oh yeah,
most definitely.
But it's amazing what the playoffs can do, and what your effort is can determine how people look at you.
Here we go.
So we saw the performance that Taylor, my fault, Taylor Heineke, Taylor Heineke, he was whipping it up. And hey, he did better against that Tampa Bay defense than the Chiefs did. So
Yeah, he really did.
I'm gonna give you a cautionary tale.
Oh God.
No. I mean, just
Go ahead.
Just hear me out. I just like the move because it gives him. I mean, he's a backup. I ain't saying he doing nothing special, but if given a chance, he might be a decent bridge quarterback to transition till they find out what they gonna do full time.
Okay,
but. Hell, sometimes you might get a Tony Romo out of a motherfucker. Who knew what Tony Romo was going to do?
Yeah, plus, I mean, but then you also look at, he signed.
Broke back Tony.
Was he on the mountain?
I don't know.
He be coming around the mountain when he
comes.
He be coming around the mountain when he comes. He be coming around the mountain. He coming around the mountain. Coming around the mountain when he comes. Boy, y'all damn foolish as hell.
But you look at we really are, you know this. Yes, he is a backup for the Washington football team, but he re-signed a 2-year deal, which is worth pretty much upworth to $8.75 million. That's
a backup contract. That's what I'm saying.
He's a backup, but still that much money for a backup.
It's so. I mean, it's no more than about $4 and some change a year. But I mean, that's a backup.
Here's my thing. My cautionary tale. Scott Mitchell. Scott Mitchell had a good 6-7 games. Yeah. Miami went through all that money at him. Scott Mitchell, I think he lasted a year in Miami, maybe 2. I can't remember, but he was garbage.
Hey.
And my thing is like, if you keep Heineke as a backup, I'm with you.
He's a backup.
I'm saying, but do not hear me, Washington. Do not
listen very closely.
Put all the eggs in one basket.
All the eggs in that basket.
Bring your ear
make
to the camera.
A starter. You know what I'm saying?
Lend your ear.
Right. Remember Scott Mitchell.
Oh God.
Use the Mitchell.
Yo, that.
Remember the Titans? Remember Mitchell.
How the Lions just scarred your ass, bro.
They really have.
It's like every time but you still put out the sweatshirt and like, does that shit not give you like PTSD or some shit? Like, you stay scarred, bro.
Hey man, I'm just about the truth, man. I'm about the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm not delusional when it comes to my team. I know what they are.
Nah, it's cool.
As long as you know they're never gonna win.
I never say that.
Let's talk about something a little bit not so happy. So they finally revealed the name of Shorty that was on the unfortunate end of a bad situation with Chad Wheeler. What was her name? Aaliyah Taylor.
And she actually broke her silence for the first, and
she was on CBS.
Okay.
Gilby, listen, as much as we don't like her, she
No, that's the network setting that up. That ain't her. She got a job. What you talking about?
Just give me somebody.
Yeah.
And I sit in front of them.
Now I appreciate her, her willingness to come forward and say something, tell her story, tell her narrative. I mean, pretty much what we do. Mm-hmm. So, kudos to her, especially dealing with all that mess. Timothy, we'll get to basketball in just a second. I just need to get this, out real quick. Because,
yeah. We get to basketball, don't worry.
Because we talked about it a few weeks ago, and then on one of my get off my chest moments, I found out that he pleaded not guilty, and in my eyes, I think that's going in a direction where he's
that's a slap in the face.
Where he's going to find a way with a defense lawyer to come up with some mental plea and get the slap on the wrist, and irritated.
That's
irritated that I think it's going to go that way.
But that's what's going to happen. But and she said something in her interview, and I quote. She said this on Wednesday. I have bolts in a steel plate. I'm going to have forever in my arm. I'm going to have to deal with this for the rest of my life. Right. So the fact that you are pleading non-guilty and there is physical evidence that she has to deal with this for the rest of her life, like, come on. Superstar or not, like,
he wasn't no superstar.
No, but I'm just saying. Because you
I
are
get
a
what you're
man
saying.
of money, so you are a level of superstar.
I get what you're saying.
You have a level of notoriety.
Okay.
Yeah. That better term. Thank you.
No problem. I got you.
And she's only 27.
Yeah.
Like, she's still in her prime of adulthood. Like, you just getting stuff figured out, you know. Like, that situation just pisses me all the way off.
Like we had mentioned before, I think that the real tragedy is how professional sports, organized sports, let me say that, because that includes the collegiate level, deal with these issues.
I seen it in high school level, bro.
No, I'm just saying, but all levels.
Let's throw all on all that. Let's throw all on all that.
But I think that's the real tragedy, because how they deal with this is very, very sad. You know, now had he been a superstar, would you even heard of it? Or would you got much information?
It had to be like one of those situations like Kareem Hunt, where it happened like a year, some change
you know what
ago,
I'm saying?
and
then all of a sudden it comes out later.
Come out,
you know what I'm saying? Would you had as much information you had as we do now? Now on top of that, you knew about this in USC. He had this similar incident in college.
Yeah,
and therefore you allow him to come into the league without getting help. Now here's my thing. The
Especially
NFL,
because they say he deals with bipolar disorder.
Right. The NFL has these programs for rookies where they tell you how to
the rookie symposiums
and all that stuff. Well, why don't they add this into it? Especially with someone who already had previously dealt with this issue.
Exactly.
You know, so you have someone like that should be added into your symposium. You know, hey, let's talk about this. You don't have to pull them aside. You can do it as a blanket.
You know somebody who can redeem themselves if they did that at a rookie symposium? Ray Rice.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely he could.
Don't make my mistake.
Right.
But that's the thing. Why try to cover all of this up when you have, like we said before, like I said with the NBA, you have the funds to make sure that these players are mentally together, physically together.
They should add that to the physical too.
Yeah, because if your mental is not, this is my thing.
They need to do a psyche evaluation.
Right. He suffers from bipolar. Say he's having a bad day and it's a game day, and he go on there and a player's talking trash the wrong way and he snaps and it hurts that player beyond what is needed on the
Albert
field.
Hainsworth.
Yeah. Now let's check this out. The only way we can, I'm going to throw this out there. I wonder how much is CTE related. But unfortunately, you really can't tell how much is CTE related until they're dead.
Yeah, it could be a factor.
You know what I'm saying?
It could be a factor in it. However,
no. I'm not. No.
I'm not
making
that.
Okay. Okay.
I'm making clarity for the people.
Okay. No.
Clarity.
I'm clear myself.
I understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from. We discussed it before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? However, my thing is the NFL.
Yeah.
Well, let me say all sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needs to deal with this a whole lot better. The problem is the world is a patriarchal society.
Very much so.
So
this is beyond sports on this one.
And so when you're dealing with majority of your sports are controlled by men, whether the athletes, the people who coaching, the people who are reffing, all that majority by men. And what I don't know the percentage, but majority of the victims of this are women. Then
more times than not.
So then you're not going to be as sensitive to the issue.
Yeah.
As a man,
as
a person as a woman, just like we talk about black issues all the time.
Yeah.
Why? Because we're black.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And when we're dealing with our friends who are non-black, they can't be as sensitive to the issues, or sometimes they don't see certain things that we see because they're not in those shoes. So there needs to be some kind of way where you join those two together, where these men are allowing other like women or something like that to advise them on this.
Yeah.
So they can see certain signs. Maybe say, hey, look, this is what happened to me, this happened to me, blah, blah, blah. These are certain signs I've seen, da, da, da. Oh, he's doing that. You might want to check this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't see it, because we, as men, we do things all the time that we don't realize sometimes is even misogynistic. Because we've been groomed in certain ways to say certain things. I mean, we talk about music we used to listen to like back in the day that wouldn't even make it now. I listened to something this morning, and I was like, you couldn't even say that. No Vaseline. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that Q was saying, put a bullet in his temple and all that stuff.
This is true.
You couldn't say that now. You know what I'm saying? So we had the NFL, NHL, NLB, and all those
NBA,
all them acronyms. You know what I'm saying? Before I forget some. All of them, they need to come up with the signs.
Cataract.
Right.
Cataract.
They need to come up with the signs. Right, cataracts. They need to come up with the signs. All right, I'm done with my soapbox.
I
feel like that was a part of your get it off your chest.
Hey,
right.
I think he did.
I think he did. I can't.
Say it with your chest, little ass nigga.
Hey, you right, Timothy. I mean, we gotta call it what it is. Like when I say I've seen this stuff in high school, like if you have talent and you add wins to a coach's resume, your leash of leeway is longer. Period.
Let me say this. I'm gonna give you an example. It's not sports related, but it's related.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Timothy might know this story. We had a guy in high school. He killed his girlfriend. I can't remember if he cut her up and put her in a closet.
I'm sorry, what?
Or he killed her and put her in a closet, something like that, something to that degree. It's been a while since I heard the story. But anyway, the signs were there. Mm-hmm. He was too much in love with the female.
Yeah.
He was infatuated with her. Let me say that. Over infatuated with her. Well, you say, okay, that's not healthy.
Yeah.
And then you add the fact you got teenage hormones into that too. And this guy killed this girl who now is dead, can't even live their life past, I think she was 16, 17.
Wow.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Now, couple that with if he was a athlete. What you know what I'm saying? No one tried to get this guy help prior to that. When signs were being shown.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to what I was saying before, is that if athletes are showing signs, and not if you're a star athlete, they really not. That's man, he'd be okay. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna be ready to play? That's
right.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the problem.
Think about what with the concussion thing. You know what I'm saying? Look how long it took them to even try to bring out some of these protocols or some of these other things.
Because they chose to ignore something.
Right. The signs were there.
It was there.
I mean, we can go down the line. You know what I'm saying?
Nice analogy, brother.
I'm saying we can go right down the line. So my thing is that
I'm glad I geeked up to catch that one, bro. That boy dropped at the gym.
But my thing is that we, bam. We need to catch these things, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be another Chad Wheeler.
I'm
sorry to say it.
I know I got you.
I don't want to see it.
I got you.
I do not. It may not be an NFL Chad Wheeler. It may be an NBA Chad Wheeler.
But
it may be NHL Chad. But it's going to be another Chad Wheeler
right,
until sports decide to deal with this head on. Dropping these little, we have to see Seattle Seahawks don't condone this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You condoned it when you put them on your team
right.
and didn't give them help because you knew.
Because that honestly,
that he had a reputation of that.
This could have honestly been put in as a stipulation in his contract of something that if you violate by doing X, Y, and Z, then you're going to be held or fined X, Y, and Z.
This nigga was a known Al Qaeda person. You know what I'm saying? Would you put him on your team if he was good?
Yo, that nigga the bomb.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Right.
I'm going to hell.
In a
Is that the quarterback? This nigga throwing bombs.
You're going to hell in a handbasket.
No,
Gasoline.
You know what I'm saying? But if you was a known, a known murderer.
Hey.
These are all facts.
Well, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you cannot separate those things.
Hey, that mystique of Aaron Hernandez was already there before he got to New England, bro.
It was there in Florida.
Bro,
he was in Florida.
Before he got to New England, bro.
It was signs of that, and he was in Florida, bro.
No, in high school, bro.
Right. Well, I ain't
Bro, no, go see the Netflix joint, bro. They do that.
Oh yeah,
was
the Netflix
shot
is
in high school, bro. That boy was shot in high school.
You know what I'm saying? Now someone is dead because you dropped the ball.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
I think it's time for some above the rim talk.
Yeah, let's talk some basketball.
Let's go ahead and answer Tim's question. So we go to basketball.
What Tim got going on? What he say?
Tim said, "Will the Lakers repeat?"
I mean, they're in my opinion, they are the favorites. But one thing that's concerning me is Anthony Davis.
His health,
bruh. Sometimes some of these games, I don't think he's missing because of like rest, like those scheduled resting. I think he's hurt.
Well, I'm gonna say this: he could be. I'm not saying he's not, but I know that LeBron had pointed out prior to the beginning of the season. He said something along the lines that he's gonna sit out some games, or he's gonna rest because his body is not used to this. After last year, they played such a short season, and then a quick turnaround. Now you playing 72 games. He said it'll be times he might rest. So maybe Anthony Davis is doing the same thing. I don't know. Maybe that could be the case.
I mean,
it's a very good possibility. I think one, I would have to commend them for realizing their body and realizing the rest, especially in the season that we're in. Because like we said before, it takes a lot of respiratory to play the game of basketball. And they're not playing in a bubble this year. So
I can't run up and down the stairs let on the court.
Bruh, we
say go get the mail. I'm good. Nigga. I get it tomorrow.
Nigga, we come up to the third floor to record.
I'm good.
And when we come upstairs, it takes us 5 to 10 minutes to catch our breath. Yeah, nah.
Hey, nah, I be straight. I got lungs. My shit's just marijuana.
You have lungs now.
Your lungs
when
are
we
filled.
first came up to this studio, all of us.
See, Timothy, I don't like that conversation of who's the GOAT. My thing is, like, they're great. If they're great.
But you can't compare. You cannot compare those two.
You can't.
It's two different eras, and you can't compare those two.
Not just that. It's just I hate how the conversation about who's the GOAT, it turns in.
What do you use as your what's your litmus test?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is your litmus test?
What is your like? Do you have a standardized
like
format to check here? Yes or no? What is the level GOAT? It's so subjective. It's so individual based on who you like, who you saw growing up. Like,
right. That plays a big part in it.
People who grew up watching Chicago, Jordan.
If you're from North Carolina.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You may be partial to Jordan.
Yes. It's a human nature that people are going to be partial to what they say. The only thing that bothers me about that conversation is people will have to downplay one person and point out a negative to big up the other one. And it's like, yo.
And then why you excluding Kobe out of the conversation?
But then you have to. But then you also have to look at.
You know I'm Lakers. You know I'm
Kobe.
Kobe.
Bringing that as a point.
But then you also, since you're bringing up that point, you also have to look at the fact that Jordan is before both Bron and Kobe. So who did they watch growing up? They're going to emulate after Jordan. So how can you put them in the same realm?
No, Bron can't emulate Jordan.
No,
he's too big of a motherfucking tank.
He is too big. But
that boy's a
football player.
But.
Earl Campbell.
You're stupid. But what I'm
Earl
saying
Campbell on the court.
Right.
What I'm saying is he's that big, but you watch that person and you take what you can take. Y'all get on my nerves. You take what you can take and you make it your own.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what you're saying.
He's a big motherfucker.
Here's my definition of GOAT. GOAT is the greatest of your time.
I was about to say that. Right, I was about to say that. And I think that right there is a great point.
Mm-hmm.
Because what about Bill Russell?
He was the GOAT in his time.
You know,
that boy got championships.
That's what I'm saying. So
you talking about 7 with Brady? What do you got? 11?
Right, but why people don't mention Bill Russell in that conversation?
Because you know how old Bill Russell is. They didn't see him.
I know what I'm saying because
they didn't
blowing
see him.
out powder out his mouth. That's how old he is.
Here goes the point, though. He goes to the big point. 30 years from now, Jordan may not be in that conversation anymore.
This is very true.
There's a possibility.
You know what I'm saying? They might be saying two other people they comparing is the greatest of all time.
That's why you.
Or maybe LeBron or somebody else because they old enough to know.
That's
LeBron.
why you do films like Last Dance.
Right.
That film's going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
That film was very long.
You be like, oh, so when it comes to that time, 40, 50 years down the line, I'm like, who the hell is Michael Jordan?
Yeah, but I feel you on that. But here's my thing.
On Last Dance.
I can watch film on Bill Russell, right? Because I never seen him play.
Me neither.
So I watch film on Bill Russell. I still don't have that connection because it wasn't my era. I can say, oh, man, I didn't realize he was that good. I can say that right there. I think when you're talking about this conversation of the GOAT or great players, let's just say great players. You had a conversation of great players, there still has to be that emotional connection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
or some kind of connection to it where I seen him play. I watched him play.
Yeah.
Like I always say it about Jordan. I'm a Piston fan. Kobe. I'm a Piston fan. I didn't necessarily like Jordan from a fan perspective.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
You had emotional reasons not to.
Right. So I have emotional reasons not to.
There's a lot of emotional reasons behind that.
However,
you can't down his greatness.
I cannot take away his greatness. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I feel about Brian.
Right.
I think he's just
LeBron is not no.
You know what I call him? La Flopper James.
You know why I think LeBron.
Come in, hey nigga, he stay nigga.
This is one of those moments where I absolutely
got a main bitch, had a girlfriend.
So rich. But here's my thing about LeBron. I think the reason why he don't have such great appeal as other players is because he don't have that finesse and smooth with it because he's so big. Sometimes some of his moves look awkward.
He physical.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like Kobe and players like that, they have that body frame where when they move,
they slither.
It looks like finesse.
Like Mamba.
Yeah. And so that right there.
The boy was slithering.
Right. Kobe passed the aesthetic test where LeBron doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but at the same time, you got to give him his props.
I know. You can't.
You got to give him his props.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
He drives me crazy with that flopping, crying, where's the goal shit? And so I never really mess with him. That's true. And so like even now he's still on the lake. I'm like, thanks for that championship. You did what you supposed to do. But I mean, you right, Tim. Brian is changing teams to win chips, but
that's what we in now.
Yeah,
it is. But that's what people don't realize. You know, the era has changed, so you're going to see those kind of moves like that.
Like it or not, you know what I'm saying. And that's a whole nother discussion whether or not we agree with that. But at the same time, that's the era that we in now.
Hey, look, if that's how you feel, get you a chip is doing it in a gangbuster type of goddamn. You gotta have a whole best of the best.
Nobody when Garnett and Ray Allen.
Oh no,
all them teamed up.
Yeah,
nobody said.
Nobody say nothing at all.
You know
hey, look, I really don't care. You still have to put the work in and go get the chip.
You do.
If you won, you won.
Right.
If you didn't,
I mean,
step your game up.
I mean, look.
I agree.
What Tampa Bay? They put a team together. They got some of the best of the best. I mean,
yeah, they have a super team.
We'll see.
That's the GM's job. He's doing his job. Right. Good job.
Again, like we said with the NFL, the NBA is a business. It's a business. So y'all can't be mad at them for this kind of move.
You can't necessarily say that a team buys a championship. No, you still got to play.
I mean, the Yankees was good for that.
Yeah, but that's baseball. Because baseball is literally like a whole bunch of individual hitting and make sure you hit the ball.
I'm just saying, but like. I was just going
to
your point.
I know what you're saying.
The Yankees was good but they had the chips to buy them.
Yeah, but they also didn't win every time.
They didn't. They won a lot though.
Yeah, they a shit ton.
You go through decades though. They won here, this decade, a couple championships here.
Hey, pause. But no, they are right there next year.
I mean, think about You think about since we're a sports show anyway.
Yeah.
When you talk about MLB and you talk about some of the greatest players ever played, a lot of them wore them pinstripes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bro,
Reggie Jackson wore the pinstripes.
Bro, they got their own damn near Hall of Fame in the middle of their park in center field.
Right.
They ain't even talking about Cooperstown
Right.
yet that they got in the Hall of Fame,
Right.
bro. Like, the Yankees didn't retire so many numbers, goddamn players
Right.
winning offensive lineman
Right.
numbers. They are in the 73 and,
Right. They
and
paying,
Aaron Judge is 99 like he a D lineman.
0.3.
Yeah. We about to start halving numbers, dog.
You get to smack this out.
4 to the second power.
This boy's 23.55555.
They're gonna go to symbols next. That's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna
Yeah, these boys
my
about to be
symbol is
E
on
equals
base
MC
3.
squared.
That's exactly what's getting ready to be. I can't.
Look, the Yankees running out of damn numbers, man.
Yeah.
I cannot. Let's talk about this national anthem.
Oh yeah, with Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban and the national anthem, but
All right.
NBA in general with the national anthem. So, what are y'all feels on this Mark Cuban situation?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
When I first saw the story, because I talked about it on the late night Owl edition,
He did.
every midnight.
Right. Shameless plug.
Yeah,
Not
I
shameless
think
plug.
literally Mark Cuban pretty much went to Adam Silver and told him that he wasn't playing it. Like he didn't wait for nobody to go tell him. Adam Silver, he went and told on himself.
Right.
You know, according to the report that I saw on ESPN. So, and then a day later, you know, NBA drops a reiteration that yes, everybody is part of the policy. Everybody should be playing and standing for the national anthem. So, Mark Cuban's been rebellious before. You know,
Here's where I have a problem.
he's almost like he's not a Al Davis equivalent, Al Davis esque equivalent. Like he's not scared to go out on his own because he's thinking different.
I wanna say this.
Yeah.
As we supposed to be Americans, right?
Right.
Home of the free and all that stuff.
Supposed to be.
And have all these rights, and we can. That's a whole other subject about black rights. We ain't gonna go down that road right now.
Just check out I.O.W podcast for those rights.
We're gonna stay within these parameters right here.
Yeah, right here.
Sports bubble.
But why is the NBA writing a policy you have to stand? It shouldn't be a policy thing. That should not have nothing to do with policy.
But okay. Let me ask
At
this.
all.
Let me ask this since you said that. Do we think that it's an updated policy because of what happened in the NFL?
I don't know.
Talking about with the anthem situation.
Yes.
But to me, that policy should have changed because of what happened to the NFL. If the NBA is supposed to be as progressive as they say they are,
Right,
they
but
should have
if
changed that policy.
they should have, but depending on the mental of whoever
Because we
writes
still
these
seen
policies,
players kneel though
Right.
in the NBA.
Yeah.
I swear we have, especially when they was in the bubble.
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
Maybe just not. They may just not enforcing it.
It
could be one of.
Hey,
Let me say this.
it's a crazy situation.
It
bro.
is, but let me say this. I applaud Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
You know, because I watched Mark Cuban, like I seen him on CNN, I see him on different
Shark
stuff.
Tank.
Shark
Oh
Tank.
yeah, he was on Shark Tank.
But I was more talking about his stance that he takes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He
I
don't
get what you're
just
saying.
he be on all kinds of platforms taking stands. And so I have to applaud him for that. Cause he a billionaire.
Yeah.
He can just sit up in his mansion and just chill.
He usually put his money where his mouth is.
You know what I'm saying? But he will back up what he's saying. He will back up his players. You know.
I mean, he don't get me wrong. He backs it up with funding. I mean,
Right,
but he's
right.
a billionaire.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah, he got the money to do it. But my thing is like,
I mean,
you know,
come on, that nigga know that's a tax write off, bro.
right.
Yeah, he charitable.
I mean, if you can be charitable and
Oh, you want these rights? Here's some money.
you gonna, but if you can be charitable and write it off, I mean, I ain't mad at you.
No,
It's all about where your heart's at.
no.
You know, and to me,
Hey,
time and time again, he showed his heart
as
in the
long
right
as
spot.
you're helping,
Do I agree with everything
with
he says?
love in
No.
it. Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? But I think in this case of the national anthem, that I applaud what he did.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
So I will applaud him for that.
Because I did see in that same article that he in 2014 or I think around the when Kaepernick situation started, he kind of was feelings and the opposite. So I guess he just needed a different perspective because, in the report, they're saying that he's actually having conversations and he's like actually initiating them.
But I think you had brought this up one show we was talking about, and that's one of the issues is that we don't have conversations with each other.
Yeah.
That's very true.
You got to talk.
Let's talk we're in February, Black History Month. Mm-hmm. A lot of people look at Black History Month as just a month that goes by to give you some information, but it should not only be just for Black people to learn.
Yeah.
It should be for all
Everybody.
cultures
For the
to
nation.
learn.
Yeah.
Because the more you learn about each other,
If you understand.
you can understand what people are going through.
It's,
Not only that, you can
so
understand
simple.
that, there's a lot of people that's done something in this world. You may be using a product that was made by a Black person. That same person in your mind, you may think never done anything in the world.
Yeah.
Dr. Henry Clark told this story. He talked about he was in Georgia. He's getting ready to leave Georgia, and a white guy didn't mean no harm. He said, Dr. Clark, I'm sorry to say, but your people haven't done anything great. Because he didn't know the history of Black people.
Yeah.
So you have people who think like that because they don't understand our history.
Yeah.
So Black History Month shouldn't be just for us to learn.
Yeah, it should be fair.
But sad to say, some of us don't know it.
Very true.
But
Very true.
it should be a part where everyone can learn.
Yeah.
We celebrate St. Patty's Day all the time, but all we do is celebrate as a drinking holiday. What do we know about Irish people?
Shit, I know them motherfuckers can drink.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's all.
That's why we
They like to
drinking
fight.
on goddamn St. Patrick's.
You know what I'm saying?
Drinking with a
And eat bangers and mash.
with
I
a
can't
piece
even
of sausage.
front, bro. I didn't
But-
got lit on many a St. Patrick's
You know what I'm
Day.
saying? But I'm just saying, we have all these
I was
different
motherfucking
holidays.
Blyrish that day, bro.
But that's my point is that this nigga.
I was trying not to acknowledge him in his tomfoolery in that
Motherfucking
moment.
Blyrish. He's
Yeah.
black Irish.
So we're gonna move on because he's getting ready to go on a tangent.
No,
This nigga, oh, Wallace.
No.
He's getting ready. I feel it happening.
Oh. Yeah, that was good, dog. That was good. That was
Snuck up
good.
on you. Like you got really processing. Like wait.
I was like, oh. That boy Irish for real, dog. Old Blyrish Negro.
Let's talk about 2021 NBA All-Star Game. The voting is going on right now. Some of the top 3 major names are LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Stephen Curry. But a lot of these top names are not really wanting to play this year.
And the first one to say something,
LeBron James.
he said, I ain't with it.
Why do we feel like, what do we?
Hey, Brian got juice, dog.
He do, man. He does, man. He does.
Hey, he got juice, dog.
He's a juice man.
That boy is the El Capitan of the NBA players, bro.
I mean, but he's another one.
You see what Greek Freak said?
What is that?
He said, we do what the big dog do. What?
There you go.
We do what the big dog do.
Right.
Yo.
But he
Antetokounmpo is a big dog himself. Mm-hmm. And he said, nah, we do what the big dog do.
He an OG in the league, man.
That's what I'm saying.
You
That's
know-
El Capitan,
You know what I'm saying?
bro.
Wait, 36?
37, around there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He older than a lot of them.
I know,
So
but I'm just
he
saying.
ought to be the big dog in the league. I mean,
he
his skills there too. I'm saying, but even from that age perspective, he the big dog in the league. He
said,
he the big homie.
Say, we don't mess around with the COVID,
Here we go.
okay?
Here he
We
go.
do not want to play this All-Star game. I'm telling you, he big dog.
But he did say if they select him, he'll go. You know.
Yeah, but that didn't sound like the way he was talking when he first. He said, wait, look, I will elaborate Ebonics terms. He's like, man, fuck with all this shit, bro. That's what he was saying. He didn't want to, he couldn't say it, so I say it for you, Brian. He said, man, fuck with all this shit, man. Like,
they
just
still
give
got
me
a
my
couple
jersey. I done been here before.
Right.
While whoop de whoop, wop de wop, fuck the dunk contest. I ain't never gonna do it. Whoop de whoop, wop de wop. Yeah, y'all shoot the threes. I ain't trying to with it. That's what he was saying.
Well, we'll know in a couple of.
So they do have. Go ahead, Lex.
I would say we'll know in a couple of days because the voting process ends on the 16th.
And it's still going.
Yeah, it's the 11th right now. So by Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I had to think my dates. But we'll know. We'll know for sure.
One of the things he had said too was an interesting point. He was like, not only about the COVID, he said, man, we just had this quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And they throwing this extra game in here.
What they had? They had like a 2-month layoff, pretty much.
If
Something
that.
like that. Was it that long?
I don't even feel like it was that long.
Well, because the season ended, I swear, about October.
October?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
And then they started right around Christmas. Mm-hmm. At least about 2 months they had.
Yeah.
That's the shortest off season they ever had.
Right. So, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
why Brian was like, yo, I'm taking them scheduled days off.
So you feel like that. He's like, right.
About?
Like quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And now you're going to throw an extra game in there. And then I don't know, they're going to talk about having a whole All-Star weekend. That's even more.
Too much for my liking.
I did see that they was going to try to sneak the dunk contest in the middle of the halftime or something. That's what they said. I saw a report out there. I don't know how true that is, but look, it's okay if y'all don't do it.
If you don't do it 1 year, what? I mean,
but the thing is,
we live in an unprecedented time.
Very much so.
I mean, so
it's
my
okay.
thing is, you don't have it 1 year, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But even with that, when this thing finally
David
clears,
ain't trying to hear that shit.
When this thing finally clears, you will make that money over and then some. People gonna
Of course.
run back to the stands.
Of course,
they
we know
go.
this. We know this, but they still want to put something and get that TV money because pretty much that's the only revenue they got right now.
Right.
I got to get the TV money at least. Like, come on, this the only thing the networks are surviving on. Them these franchises. If you're not buying merch and if you're not watching, you ain't winning.
Which, with the way COVID is set up, people aren't buying
That's
merch.
how COVID popping right now for these franchises.
Well,
you think
one
they
thing,
give a damn
one
about?
thing
Come on, man.
you should learn about COVID is how to reinvent yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what COVID should be. So what they need to do is stop thinking in the old model way and think about how to reinvent themselves. And I think that's the problem with a lot of businesses now. You in a stage now where you need to start learning how, because no matter what comes on the other end of COVID, we don't know.
Who knows?
But there's going to be some permanent changes. It's not going back to normal. Like, not normal as we know normal.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be a new normal.
We already into a year this year.
You know what I'm saying? So a visionary should see, hey, we need to start making some changes to adapt to what these new changes are going to be. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be the downfall of these small markets. That's going to be the downfall of these small revenue leagues. Because NHL don't make that much money.
No, not like that.
You know what I'm saying? They started to get TV contracts. It's nothing like what NBA, NFL gets.
Oh no, it's not even on the same level, bro.
Like the Canadian football, they may go under because they really not making a lot of money. Period. And then not being able to play, you may not have Canadian football no more.
Who knows?
You know what I'm saying?
But
I always said this is what I always said about Canadian football. Canadian football should have been the NFL's
foreign system.
Nah,
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
But NFL wanted to do their own, and they did the NFL Europe.
Yeah, that was
sending all these. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say it's garbage. You got maybe a couple of gems came out of there. I mean, some depth pieces,
right?
To have some depth to your roster. Mm-hmm. Nothing like Kurt Warner's the only one I could really think of.
Okay,
that was.
But think about Canadian players.
Shit, Warren Moon
that you can name.
Shit, Jim Kelly was up there.
Joe Theismann.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go down a list and see.
I think Steve Young went up there too.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, Canadian players that came out of Canada and became stars in the league.
Shit.
It's
a damn shame Warren Moon spent so much time up in Canada, bro.
Right.
Just imagine all them yards he would have shattered in the NFL.
But to me, that's proving my point that if you merge those two together,
bro, I'm gonna need to look up all the stats of Warren Moon's total career.
I think that right there should be. That's what the NFL should do. But
Warren Moon, a bad motherfucker, boy.
Shut your mouth.
Oh no, I said that shit.
gonna try to
That
shut
boy's
his
a
mouth
bad
on
motherfucker. That poor Warren Moon. Hey, they gonna figure something out. But what else we got on there?
We already talked about LeBron. I don't want to talk about him no more. I'm over him. So let's get this off your chest.
Holla at your boy!
Say it with your chest, little ass nigga.
I feel like I have to do that every time.
Oh my goodness. You good?
You good?
Yeah. I felt like I needed to do it. I felt like it was needed.
Don't hurt him, Hammer.
Who wants to start?
I said my God, my chest.
Yeah, you kind of really did.
Yeah, you did. You went in early. So I guess I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead. Ladies first. Ladies first. Hey.
So I was scrolling earlier through ESPN.com. Shout out to ESPN. And they have a story that I kind of wanted y'all opinions on because I kind of felt like I didn't like it. But they are comparing Steve Curry to being the Patrick Mahomes of the NBA.
Steph.
Yep, Steph Curry. Sorry.
What was their argument? I need to hear some of the points.
Give me some context. Yeah.
That's why I put it back up because y'all know my brain is off. Hold on.
Give me some context on this.
Yeah, because I was
because it depends on what their argument is. I may can agree with that.
But I don't.
Depends on what angle they going at it. You know what I'm saying?
What as in like doing like extraordinary things that are just out of this world,
right?
That you never seen nobody else do.
But see, that's the thing. Like, I don't agree with it. Period. Because yes, they're both athletes. Mm-hmm. It's two very different sports.
Okay.
It's two very different methods to the sports, and I think it's a video. So I'm gonna have to try to remember some of their points. Okay. But the thing about it is you've been hearing a lot about stuff, but you're not hearing. Patrick Mahomes' career this season has been crazy with the injury, everything of that nature that we talked about in the first segment. So if you just logging in, catch the replay. But Curry actually said, I see a lot of myself in him when it pertains to his drive and confidence. Now, that I can see. Mm-hmm. They're both hungry for the game. They both are feel like they're supporting their team. But I don't know. I don't think you could compare the two.
Well, let me say this. If you're looking at it from a standpoint as both of them wasn't really expected to do something great in their individual sports. Remember, like a lot of people was like, even when Patrick Mahomes was in college, a lot of the schools didn't want him.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why he ended up at Texas Tech. You know, look where Steph went. He was in Davidson.
Yeah,
he didn't go to a major school. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
So if you look from that, and then when they got into their respective big league, you know, NFL, NBA, they exceeded what people expected them to do. So if you look at it from that comparison, I can see that. You know, Steph does amazing things. I mean, shooting from half court on a consistent level.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that is amazing.
You know, we already discussed what Patrick can do. You know, so that we talked about it for the Super Bowl when he was laying down and throw an accurate pass. You know what I'm saying?
That boy about to take a nap.
Right. So, you know, you look at stuff like that, then yeah, I can see that comparison. You know, I can say, okay, I see you on that. I feel you on that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, but I think trying to make a apples to apples comparison, I think that's going to be difficult because of the respective sport, the skill set. You know, you talk about like that. It's hard to like lay out a chart and say, okay, they both have this, they both have that. But if you look at it from a general standpoint, I can see that argument. What do you think about that, Lamar?
Man, they both make you say, ooh.
Right.
That boy right there.
Right.
Damn.
I mean, in the year that stuff happened too, you know.
I mean, they both make you say, ooh. I mean, they both, in the context that they both do dynamic things that
right.
you thought would never be seen, and then somehow.
I don't be texting you like, I saw you on Facebook, and you know what I'm saying? Because old boy is gone. You ain't got to be acting up.
Mute his mic. Mute his mic.
No.
Hey, let me text him.
No, mute his mic. mute his mic.
He's muted. Oh, she gonna get you. She gonna get you. If she sees this, she gonna get you.
What's she doing over there? You know better than that, girl.
The problem is with muting his mic, he unmutes himself.
Yeah, he unmutes himself, and then he just my whole train of thought is all fucked up.
I don't think you should be doing that.
I hate him. I hate it here.
But the nigga in me is gonna watch.
He was doing like.
This is why I try not to put nothing on my computer other than the up-to-date stuff.
Hey, that fool did Dave Chappelle. He was like, come on, Titty.
Janet Jackson moment. Let's go. I hate y'all.
You're almost there.
I hate y'all.
Come on, Titty.
All I want to see is elbows and booty holes.
Oh, my God.
Finish or get it off the chest. I'm muting him again. Go. Because it's time to wrap up because he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, he's shot.
Too much?
That boy's
Too
shot.
much.
Yeah, that boy's shot.
Go ahead.
What is wrong with this man?
We've been trying to figure that out for the last 3-4 years.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, just sports athletes in general. We already talked about it, just like with mental. I just don't. It has to be some accountability on themselves. And then you got to be. What they need to do is surround themselves around people that's going to tell them the truth.
Right.
And look out for their best interest. And sometimes that, I think certain family members should be able to be that person. I'm not saying all the time, but somebody needs to be behind them,
right,
in front of them, and on the sides of it. To be like, they need a village to be like, bro, you have a gift,
right,
and you're going to waste it because you are not right. Like, people need to do that, and that's in all communities,
right.
Like, we can't keep accepting, certain situations of certain people of that stature, and we know something's wrong with them. Right. Like, we got to address it. Just keep it 100.
I agree.
In all cultures.
Very true.
No matter what you look like.
Right.
Especially in these times right now where shit is crazy. Shit is bananas. And when you're already talking about something so fragile like life, and then you throw a pandemic, that yes, you can survive, but damn it, you still can die. Right. Like, come on, y'all. Like, let's tighten up. Especially everybody, like, not just people who we see, there to entertain us. Like, because issues that come up in this world are usually issues that happen just in everyday life.
Very true.
So let's just tighten it up, do better, and hopefully this goddamn pandemic go away, because I'm ready to goddamn have a barbecue. God damn it, travel.
I'm ready to
You feel me? Get on a jet plane.
50 state tour.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh my
buddy.
God. Do you know how bad I would love for us to like have a trailer and just like be cooking across the whole goddamn country?
Bruh, hook it on the back of the Jeep.
podcast and be cooking.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
Bro.
We're going to do it.
Hey.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
It cometh.
Right.
Everything we have spoke so far is coming.
Like Mike Tyson, we speak it cometh.
Love you, Mike.
Yeah, don't come to North Carolina. Well, no, we don't. We live in North Dakota. No.
We don't want no smoke.
Yeah,
we in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Yeah, we in Bismarck. Come on down to Bismarck.
I don't even know where that's at.
I don't even know. I just remember in geography class. I know it's real.
Not even getting into this one with
But
y'all.
anyway, yeah, I think we all got to get it off our chest moment. Shout out to everybody for tuning in.
Yeah.
It's much appreciated. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the late night owl edition. I just be over there, just be,
talking his junk.
talking my shit. I mean, that's the purpose of it.
And if you want to catch it, if you don't get the live version, it is up.
It's in there
on Spotify.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we on Spotify. I forgot.
Spotify. So on Spotify.
We've been on Spotify for a minute.
So I rip it and put up on Spotify. So that way, just people want to catch it. If you don't catch them at midnight, you're not a night owl. You can catch it on Spotify under I.O.W.
Let it be
Sports.
your morning with your cup of coffee, cup of tea.
Detroit Mail got something cooking up with our brother Philip Riddick. Y'all be ready for that?
Yeah, shout out to Arbop and Daddy Cook.
Yes.
Shout out to LJ Presents.
He's
coming aboard.
Jeffrey Moore.
Right.
You gotta get Lex something cooking up.
We already got something cooking up. We
just got something.
Yeah.
I know you did. You got a little bag.
The Ladybug got something cooking up, so y'all stay tuned. We'll have more about that soon.
We got another show coming too. Two Nuts, One Opinion. That'll be starting.
That is so appropriate of you to title it that.
Hey, it's gonna be a good show, man. It's gonna be a good show.
I like
you messed up the autofocus, honey.
No, I'm just saying like that. That's pretty creative, bro. I like that.
Thank you.
But look, on the real, everybody just stay tuned.
Right.
We got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe from I.O.W Network. We are grinding. We are putting in the work.
Right.
Like, please just go out, support us if you can. Like, just go ahead, like, Patreon. Share, hit the Patreon. And most of all, just tell a friend to tell a friend. Right. I'm telling you, if you share it on your Facebook page, people are going to see your journey.
And shout out, because we did have a couple shares on today's. So shout out to my homegirl, my sister Sheba. Thank you so much for sharing this right here. She gained some more people. So we shout out to everybody. Thank you to Tim for tuning in and the commentary. We love it. Y'all is great.
You know, y'all let me put a challenge out there.
Let's do it. You know, I like challenges.
All those who hear our podcast, those who listen now, who might hear it, or whoever hear it in the future, my challenge is tell 2 people about the podcast, and then tell them the only stipulations that those 2 people you tell them to tell 2 people.
Hey, I'm down with it.
You know, and if everybody does that,
you want a challenge?
You know what I'm saying? If everybody does that. If everybody does that,
be like water, my friend.
You will help us to grow and grow expeditiously. I mean, right quick.
Who we got?
Tim said he'll be back.
Well, we'll be gone. Let me tell.
I don't think you're talking about it now.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Just saying.
Ma'am,
just saying.
We are trying to get viewers.
I mean, I'm just saying we're gonna end this show here, so I'm just saying we'll be back on Monday. You know? Y'all will be back on Monday. I'll be back on Thursday.
So me and Mel be back in the studio Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right. If not, midnight, late night owl edition. I'm doing it every night, midnight, because I'm up. I'm usually geeked out.
But don't forget.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go over, because we are in February, go over to the I.O.W podcast. We are still in the middle of the 28 days of black excellence, black power, everything that's bliggity black, baby.
And not black, yo. And not black, yo. And not black, yo.
Shout out. We've had some amazing guests. Today was it Nancy today? Anthony Johnson. Yes, thank you.
Nancy was Monday.
Nancy was Monday. Shout out to her. Listen, we've got some great ones. If you guys missed some, like with Adamo and the list is like the name. Man, it's just go back if you've missed them. They're on all of our platforms. Go check them out.
Apple Podcasts,
Spotify,
Pandora.
Like
anyone that does podcasts,
we're there. So it's been crucial. When Lamar says we've been grinding, we really have been grinding. Between this and of course, here he goes. Yeah, go ahead and mute that. Thank you so kindly. And of course, you guys know we got more stuff coming. The network is launching very, very soon. Stay close for the date. We got the app coming to you guys soon. Stay close to the date.
Right.
Hit that boosie on her.
We've got the internet radio station coming. Matter of fact, as well, before we forget that, I thought you were muting him. You muted 3. You didn't mute me. You mute him. As well as attention, all lovers of music, all fellow podcasters, even other fellow sports people.
Or just lovers in general.
Right. If you have content and you want to be a part of our network, please submit it to ioftenwonder19@gmail.com or hit any of us up either on the business Facebook page or Instagram page, or if you're on our personal pages, hit us up. We are building a brand. We are building an empire, and we would love to have you a part of it. So I think that's all my preliminaries.
Shit. I already smoked the end, though. We on the outro.
Well, let's get outro.
I'll let y'all Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, every day that's you and me. All day that's us, boo. Came through with that new thing. See, I don't know why I trust you. Crazy now, I'm just too on. Maybe now I'm just too gone.